Hi, I'm Stacy with Edgewater Creative.
And I'm Tia with Done Classy Events.
We're two small business owners who reside in the beautiful city of Dunedin, Florida.
We love our charming city on the Gulf and want to share with you all it has to offer.
Join us as we chat with business owners, event hosts, and charities located in Dunedin and other surrounding communities.
So come along and meet us on Main Street. The mic is attacking.
The mic almost broke my clavicle.
Oh my gosh. Very violent here on Meet Us on Main Street, the podcast.
Hello and welcome.
Where mics and various other inanimate objects come to beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
So
I am Tia.
And I'm Stacy. And guess
we
what,
are
gang?
here.
We are out of spooky October. But apparently the spookiness continues with my mic trying to attack me.
Yes, exactly. The ghost has possessed her mic from our previous episode where we talked to Ghost, and that episode was legit messed up. And that was not me, people. I just want to state that for the record that I edited that beautifully, and then all of a sudden Stacy's audio got freaking possessed. So
I don't know. The video version was fine.
I know it was. You all heard, I'd say I'd post it. Y'all, if anyone that listened to it heard how awful that audio was and the ghostly nature of it all. So there were literally ghosts. And when I was editing, there was one of the times Jessica was saying something about one of the specific ghosts, and on their end, there was a boop, an answer kind of a thing afterwards.
Ooh.
Yeah, we really spoke.
And there did look to be an orb float by in that episode.
That's true. So we had auditory and visual confirmations of ghost sightings on our podcast last time. So go listen to it.
Yep. If you missed it,
home with you.
Take
it out of Stacy's mic. Definitely should.
Yeah, I need an exorcism performed on my microphone.
Yes, please. And speaking of the church, I actually attended the silent movie that we spoke about as well last time. And that makeup, my eyebrows were fierce. I posted it on our Facebook page. So if you want to take a look at you
looked spooky.
I did. I love that wig though. Was such a pain in the butt. Yeah, I just had it literally when I was sitting there, I kept having to pull it forward because I just wanted to keep going back. I'm
oh yeah.
And then the veil was literally dragging on the floor behind me.
I have had my own wig issues many times on stage, and that is not fun where a wig comes off.
Yeah, no, that's why
during a performance.
With your last performance, at least you could use your own hair, so that's good.
True.
Well, you had your hair wrapped.
Yeah, it was in a scarf.
There you go. But still your own hair at least. There it is. She's reprising her role, ladies and gentlemen, as Selma. Selma, the grandma.
Bandana.
Oh, okay.
So,
but yeah, so that's what I did. And then they actually had I did the midnight showing one on Friday, and they had the Witches of Dunedin were out. They did their dance around the bonfire for us to bring in Halloween. So that was pretty cool.
Did you feel any spirits in the air while you were there?
I felt like they were being that's that girl that interviewed us last week. I think that I got that definite vibe when I walked in. They're like, oh my gosh, that's her. So that church is beautiful. I've said before, I've never really thought about getting married, especially in a church. Hell no. But that church though is gorgeous, and it's not really chapel-y anymore. It's just historic and really pretty. Yeah. But that was my first time inside. So
yeah,
I only saw the outside.
I've been once or twice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. If you have not seen it inside, go find someone who's getting married there and go check out. They probably do tours and stuff sometimes. Whenever you get lucky enough to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was my Halloween time. You were working, so did anyone wear costumes?
Working. People did wear costumes. I was dressed up myself as a pedal pub pilot.
Oh, very unique and creative there. Good job.
And then also Halloweeny, I visited the community ofrenda in Pioneer Park.
I saw that you were doing that last night, right?
Yeah, I put a couple pictures. So it's a altar in honor of those who have passed that Casa Tina's put up in Pioneer Park. And I took a few photos. So I put a photo of my two cousins who passed away, a photo of my brother, and a photo of Ravioli. And it was beautifully done, very beautifully done. Well done, Tina from Casa Tina's. It was a nice place to go and not only for my own, loved ones who have passed, but to see others who have put their family photos up as well.
Yeah. I love the video that you posted on our page too. That was very beautifully done. And it kind of very much, it captured the essence behind what the Casatinas was trying to do for our community. So that is definitely, it's very beautiful. And I'm partial to the skeletons that are sitting on the bench.
Yes. Those are cool.
Yeah. So on another note, on a less beautiful note. Yeah, no, that was a more beautiful note. Now we're going to a different note of, by the time that this comes out, the election will have happened. Yes. But we're recording on Sunday, so we have no idea how the election is turning out on Tuesday. So this is
so we're going to hold our breath for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially, and I'm definitely curious. I mean, I got my Vote John Tornga shirt on.
I can't hold my breath today.
It's best to just let it go. But yeah, so I'm really rooting for this. This is the only one that matters.
JT.
As long as John Tornga wins. Yeah, JT. As long as he wins, I don't care about I'm not paying attention. I decided to not get involved in the mayor's one. That's my only thing I'll say on that.
I shan't reveal my choices because I believe in not revealing your political choices. It's a private system, but I think the people who I'm voting for know that I support them, or I hope so.
I am on John Tornga's campaign, so it's no surprise that would be a surprise if I voted for like the other guy, because then it'd be like, what the fuck, what have you been doing this whole time, sabotaging me from within? Like, so but no, it's just it's the basic answer, the simple one for that. But yeah, so insert appropriate emotion here of how the elections turned out, because it's either or.
Yeah.
So insert one of the other, but you didn't hear it. You'd have to see it, but this isn't going on video. So.
Or is this part?
Oh shit. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. You'll have to find out. Stay tuned.
It'll be a surprise, just like the election.
Exactly. So in other news, in podcast news, we have merchandise. We've mentioned it before. I also realized that we don't do that enough anymore.
We never do that. We never do our ham horn.
And it was on a fantasy football show that John was just watching. And I was like, oh my God, ham horn. We haven't done ham horn in so long.
I feel like we haven't done ham horn since we recorded in studio.
I know. I feel like ham horn was our in-studio sound. And then now that we went to Zoom, ham horn is just gone by the wayside.
And now I feel like I need to find it and
I know. At least play it.
I know.
Why is it so hard to not do finger guns when you're like hearing that sound? Like you just want to be shooting into the air, like so American.
Ham horn 10 hours. Okay, hold on.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What the heck?
After this advertisement.
I need the 10-hour one. There we go.
That's right.
I still like our mouth ham horns.
Yeah. Me too, Stacy. Okay. Well, like we're talking about merchandise.
Merchandise is available at the visitor center in downtown Dunedin, and we've got a couple different things for you. We've
Oh my
got
gosh.
Cooper mugs, we've got
Got
Goku
Goku
mugs, we've
mugs.
got Cooper postcards, and we've got Goku postcards,
Oh my gosh, we have so many things
and
and
we have
more
more
to come.
coming.
More
Mhm.
coming. So you can get
And
that right now at the visitor center. And
if you love us, you can also support us by becoming a sponsor for our show.
yes, we have sponsorships. We have levels, people. We took time out. We took like hours out of our day to give you guys as much benefits in these 3-level packages we could possibly give to you.
We have advertising available if you don't
Yes.
want to do sponsor, if you just want, one little ad blast out.
Yeah.
We have that
One,
option.
we have a la carte advertising
Mhm.
and we have annual sponsorships. We have from here all the way up to here. I mean, it's all over the place. So yes, please buy our stuff, advertise with us. We have over 1,000 listeners and followers right now on our Facebook.
Actually, we have, oh, sorry if that was super loud.
That was not actually. So.
Last I checked, it was actually 3,000.
Ooh, so we have over 3,000 listeners right now. 1.2 thousand, I think, followers on Facebook and Instagram. I know we have more that follow us than we follow, and that's all that really matters with Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep your following count down low and have your followers be high, and that's success
Pro
in the
tip.
Instagram world. Exactly. Yeah, so help us help you. Help us help you through advertisements, sponsorships, and merchandise sales.
And our guest today is Dolores Mortimer, the founder and director of the House of Mercy and Encouragement Foundation, and someone named Stacy Dennison, who is the community outreach coordinator of the House of Mercy and Encouragement Foundation. I think you may have met her once or twice on the podcast before, but we brought her back.
Stay tuned. Hey guys, meet us on Main Street here. Stacy and I are all about staying young and beautiful, so we wanted to share with you a salon that we recently discovered to take care of all of our beauty needs.
That's right, Tia. Beauty on Broadway offers everything from the most complex hair treatments like keratin and balayage to advanced permanent makeup for lips, brows, eyeliner, and even scalp micropigmentation. The owner, Mary Katz, is a nationally certified and recognized trainer for permanent makeup who holds over 25 certifications from the most prominent artists around the world, so she really knows her stuff.
And everyone who works there are true professionals who make sure their clients get exactly what they want.
You know what else is awesome about them? They do free paramedical tattooing for all breast cancer survivors.
That is awesome. And they were just ranked among the best in the nation for their COVID-19 procedures. So you have a clean and safe space to go get away from the world and just let loose.
You guys seriously need to go check them out. Visit their website for more information and to make your appointment today at beautyonbroadway.salon.
All right, guys. Hello and welcome to another interview with Meet Us on Main Street. And this time I will be doing the interviewing. I know everyone be very scared. Lots of name mispronunciations, lots of tomfoolery. You know how I like to, work things. But that is because I am interviewing Dolores Mortimer and my co-host Stacy Dennison from the House of Mercy and Encouragement Foundation. How you ladies doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Thanks for having us on the show, Tia. Good to be here.
I mean, I've heard such great things about you, Stacy. I thought that I really needed to get you on the show one of these days. So I figured this was the perfect
Excited to
time.
do it.
Good. I'm really glad, or else I'd have to take half of the logo off. It would be awkward. All right, well, let's just get on into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to settle in Dunedin.
Okay,
Dolores.
well, yes, thank you. I'm Dolores, and I actually went to school down here at USF, met my husband, and we decided to move into Dunedin because it was such a quaint little town, and we thought it would be a nice place to raise a family. And so we've lived here ever since. And so presently what I'm doing, I'm the director of the House of Mercy and Encouragement, and I have founded this nonprofit organization.
So you are the director and founder, and Stacy, you are the community outreach coordinator, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Well, we already know about you, so I don't care how you came to Dunedin. We've heard your story, and if not, go back to episode 8, I believe, which is Sharing Circle, and you can listen to all about me and Stacy. So you can get it there.
But did you know that she's my niece?
Yes.
She has not mentioned that part on the show yet. So yes,
maybe she's ashamed of me. I don't know.
No, she doesn't want to show everyone it's nepotism is how she has the job there. So, well, tell us a little bit about Home, aka House of Mercy and Encouragement.
Okay.
Either one.
So the House of Mercy and Encouragement was founded in February 2007. That's when we got our nonprofit status. But the seed was planted in June 2005 when my son and nephew were killed in a car accident. So I was a licensed mental health counselor, a registered play therapist, and a national certified counselor when this happened. But I found myself being very depressed. And so I thought at the time, what would I recommend someone else to do in this situation? And I thought, do something for somebody else. And so I decided to use my skills as a counselor, and I founded the House of Mercy and Encouragement to be a nonprofit organization in order to help other people. And so we've been helping people since 2007 up till the present, and we have grown quite a bit since that time. And I just feel totally blessed that we've been able to reach out to the community and help children and families. We are actually a mental health and facility, which, we do outpatient treatment. So people come to us for all kinds of counseling. Children who have ADHD, or there's family relationship issues, or the parents may be concerned about their child being depressed or have anxiety. But we also work with adults as well. So we work with people who are having relationship issues, perhaps marriage issues, and people who are depressed or have anxiety. And we see a lot more, I think, since COVID.
And can I just say that I absolutely love that mindset where something happened and you decided to turn it into as much of a positive as you could, and you are bringing awareness to mental health, which I think that not our generation and up are really doing a very good job of, but like the Gen Z generation is definitely getting into mental health. So it's really awesome that you guys could, take a role in that as well, of helping out at it. And it sounds like at a reasonable cost too, right? Like you guys it's not like other therapy places that kind of expensive without insurance, right?
Right, exactly. So we work with children all the way down to 3 years old. We have a fully equipped play therapy room. We also have a sand tray therapy room, which can be used from young children all the way through adults. I've used sand tray therapy with adults. We have another room that is dedicated to family counseling or individual adult counseling. We have another room for groups, although we're doing our groups on Zoom right now. And so we just have a wide variety of services that we provide. We provide behavior modification, positive parenting, workshops, and coffee with the counselor. We have that on our Facebook. And so we just try to help in any way we can. We also have tutoring. And so right now, and we always have since its inception, we have provided full scholarships for people. So if they don't have any insurance, or if their co-pays are too high, and sometimes parents have children who need speech therapy or occupational therapy besides play therapy, behavior modification, they can't afford all of that, even if it's co-pays. So we are able to put them on a scholarship. So we have scholarships, we have sliding fee scales, we do take several different kinds of insurances. And so we never turn anybody away due to finances.
That's fantastic. All you really, you can just tell that all you guys really want to do is help, which is what sometimes it doesn't feel like in the mental health community. They just see, since it's like people call it a trend, which has been around obviously since the beginning of man, and they just want to make money off of it. So I really love that you guys do that. And then side notes, since you mentioned that, do you work with autistic children? Because my nephew is autistic, and I'm always, everything for him is always so expensive and like crazy price to get help these days.
Yeah, there's different levels of autism. So we work with those on the spectrum. Usually they're the verbal, and maybe they need help with social skills or behavior modification in some ways or whatever. So it just depends on what his issues are and how we can help. Sometimes ABA therapy in home is the best for children who are on the spectrum, but it just depends. We have had several children on the spectrum who have been helped. So especially in social skills and things like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And like I was saying before we started recording, I'm really obsessed with these bees that you have going on colored behind you there.
Dolores actually wrote a story featuring a bumblebee. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah. So where the bees come from is it's actually how I teach cognitive therapy to young children. And so I have an ant puppet and a bee puppet. So the ant puppet is automatic negative thoughts, ANTS. So you can think negatively, and if you have, just like if you have one ant at a picnic, that's not bad. One or two ants, it's okay. You can kind of shoo them away. But if you have a lot of ants at a picnic, then it kind of ruins your picnic and ruins your day. So the same way with automatic negative thoughts. If you have one thought here and there that might be negative, that's not too bad. But if you find yourself having a lot of negative thoughts, then it kind of ruins your mood and it ruins your day. So instead, we need to change our ant thoughts into be thoughts. Be positive, believe in yourself, be all you can be. And so I actually made up a kind of a puppet story with that. And so we do that with the children, and they seem to really enjoy that, and it sticks with them. And I tell the parents to if they find that their child's being negative, to try to think of changing, remind them that it's an ant thought, and to try and change that to a bee thought. And so we try and teach the parents how to do that, how to reframe negative thoughts. And we find that the cognitive therapy is best for children who are depressed or anxious, or who have anger control issues, of which we get a lot of all of that.
I mean, good for adults too, with the to keep in mind the ants versus bees.
And I love that you start at a young age, because a lot of people don't ever believe that like childhood depression is a thing. And I can attest to that. Like I have been dealing with depression since I was like 9 years old. And there's no legit reason why a 9-year-old should ever be depressed, but you really just can't help how you're hardwired. So I love that you guys have acknowledged the fact that yes, there is childhood depression. Let's just not like pump them full of drugs, but let's teach them how to think differently at a younger age when their brain's morphed. So it's easier as an adult to kind of cope with their issues. So
right. And
my hat's off. I'm very impressed.
A lot of times, parents will find their child being really irritable, maybe having meltdowns, throwing tantrums or whatever. And really what it is we have to look what is behind that behavior. Is it depression? Because it can show itself in irritability. The child doesn't have to be walking around crying all the time. Or is it anxiety? Are they getting very, very upset? Because that's the fight or flight or freeze response. So sometimes when children say have issues at school and they don't do their work, we have to look behind that. Why isn't the child, I think most all children, all adults want to be successful. So they don't want to not do their work. So we have to look what's behind that behavior and decide, is the child depressed? Are they anxious? Is there ADD involved? What is it? What is the reason? Or do they just need to have better organizational skills? Maybe they haven't ever learned that. So we look into those kinds of things. And then the tutoring that we do, I think really correlates really well, because a lot of times if children are depressed or anxious, they get behind in their schoolwork. And so then we have certified teachers here who help them to catch up and to have more confidence in the work that they do.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you guys are definitely, I see, about like figuring out non-drug ways to do it. Do you have doctors on staff that are something that would like recommend it too? Or you guys are kind of like, no, we want to try to work on it this way. If you feel like there's a different need, then go see a psychiatrist? Or do you have someone on staff that also does that kind of portion?
Well, we don't have anyone on staff. A lot of times people have to use, they either have to use, and we do take some Medicaid, but they have to use their Medicaid for medical doctors, or they may have to use their insurance, or they may have to have another means like community mental health. So sometimes community mental health, they have a doctor on staff that can see them. But I will say that we do kind of work hand in hand in terms of we can tell. I mean, I've been doing this a really long time. I won't say how long because then people will think I'm old. So since they can't see me, I don't want them to know. I would just say I have wisdom and experience, but I'm not
There
old.
you go.
So, so I think, a lot of times I can just tell when a medication is not working by what the parent is telling me or the behaviors that the children have had. Or sometimes they walk in and I look and I say, whoa, it looks like that child is a little bit over medicated, And even though I'm not a medical person, I will encourage the parents to go back or call their doctors and just say that it's not working and that they need to try something else. But a lot of times research shows that, especially for, depression that is clinical depression that is really, the person is really hardwired, maybe genetically or whatever, that the combination of medication and cognitive therapy is really the best way to approach it. But I think with children, we should try a wide variety of things. I say I have a lot of tools in my bag, not just cognitive therapy, play therapy, all kinds of things that we do to help the child, because not everything works for everybody. And medication doesn't even work for everybody. So we just need to do the best that we can with each person and see them as individuals and work with them on whatever issues they may have.
We're having you on for kind of a holidays. We're starting the holiday season off with Home as our guest. So I know that holidays is definitely when depression and anxieties really start to spike up. Do you have any advice for the holiday seasonal depression out there? Anything, just even not like you don't have to like cure it all for us, but
Well, sure. Go to the coffee.
So yeah, actually, I'm glad that you brought that up, Tia, because I can talk about an event we have coming up.
that is open to all to attend, and that is the Dunedin Chamber of Commerce is going to be doing a coffee break academy with House of Mercy as one of the hosts of it, and the topic is hope for the holidays, and we're actually going to be talking about that. Exactly. And that is going to be on November 10th at 10 a.m. on Zoom. So if you'd like more information, go to the Dunedin Chamber of Commerce Facebook page or on the House of Mercy and Encouragement Facebook page. And that will be hosted by both Dolores and Sammy from Survivors of Addiction.
Wow, and I didn't even mean to segue into that for you, and I just plugged you without even realizing it. Perfect.
But,
all right.
but one of the things I would say is that if you see a change in behavior in either, your spouse or a friend or your child, if they seem like they're just not themselves, try to encourage them to go to counseling, because a lot of times people who are depressed or anxious, they don't see it in themselves, but other people can see that there's a behavior change or whatever. So I would say don't be afraid to encourage people to come to counseling. And again, because of the pandemic and everything, we were able to acquire a grant through the Pinellas Cares nonprofit partnership fund, which is in partner with the Pinellas Community Foundation. And so we are able to give scholarships, and especially during this time of year, you are right. People are grieving. People are, I would say, suffering from COVID fatigue. People have lost their jobs. Sometimes children who didn't have learning issues before are having learning issues now because they weren't able to attend school, and Zoom is not the way to teach for everybody, especially those kids who have learning issues to begin with, or maybe behavioral challenges due to ADHD or any number of reasons. A lot of times there's more stress in the family. So all of those kinds of things. And people have to realize that it's okay to say, I can't do this myself. I need some help. I need somebody to help us. And so they should not let money be an issue. I just want to say that. I want to really emphasize that money should not be an issue, because we are here to help. And as long as they want the help and they're dedicated to getting the help, then we're more than happy to provide those services for them.
And even if they have insurance, but they have a very high copay, I know some people may have like a $50 copay each time, or even higher than that for some people. And if you're trying to go to consistent counseling, not everyone can afford that. If you think $50 a week, that's $200 a month. That's a lot of money. So we can offer scholarships to those people also, even if they do have insurance. We're able to give them some free sessions right now.
That's fantastic. Yeah, because it can be so expensive.
Some people need to be seen every week, and so, especially some teenagers or children who really are having a hard time functioning in school, functioning at home, even adults who are really having a hard time functioning at work or whatever. So we like to see them consistently. We want to see them every week or every 2 weeks. But if you had to pay a $50 copay every week, that's a lot of money. And I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. I've understood it from the beginning, and I have never let that stand in the way of helping people.
I love that. I love that you can tell that you're about actually helping the people and not trying to make money off of people's, mental health.
Well, the thing is that I know myself that there are mental health people out there charging, and nothing against it, because that's the going rate, $150 an hour. I told myself way back in the beginning, way back in 2005 when the boys died, that what I wanted to do was to be able to provide the help for people and not let finances get in the way. So So that's what I'm dedicated to doing.
And can I add this, that since the beginning of House of Mercy, since 2007, Dolores has not taken a salary for herself at all. She works for free.
So it's kind of fun when every once in a while, you know, you'll get a teenager or a kid to say, "You're just here for the money." And I say, "No, I'm not."
Actually,
she's our best volunteer.
So I would, you know, so I mean, that's a good thing in a way, because, you know, I mean, I had a grandmother just say to me the other day that her grandchild said, "Is she being paid to like me?" No, I'm not being paid to like, you know. So I mean, I really have to make sure he knows that next time he comes. But
yeah,
is she being paid to like me?
Is she being paid? No. Oh my God! No, actually, the opposite for many years now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Stacy, how did you get involved with House of Mercy?
Well, this is where I was going to make the big reveal of I'm Dolores' niece.
Sorry.
That's
Spoiled it for her.
But no, I obviously have been around this entire time as Dolores' niece. But I had just moved down in 2007 when the House of Mercy was started. And I've always been around as like an auxiliary member, which is our group of volunteers that sponsor our coffee with the counselor and this and that and help with the fundraiser. And I think it was 2017, I was the chairperson of the fundraiser, and I did such an exceptional job.
That's right.
That in 2018,
no nepotism whatsoever.
This part's just to build myself up, really.
Yes, of course.
Really, I was desperate for an employee, somebody to take on that job.
So yeah, so in
So sweet.
Oh,
love.
Like, do you want to plan the fundraiser again? I'll pay you.
I'll pay you this time.
You get money this time. Well, I'm in.
Because nobody else wants to do it.
But in all seriousness, I did. So at that time that Dolores offered me the job, it was kind of kismet because I was looking for a new job as well, and you know, it was just, we like to call them God stories.
Yes.
Where you know, it's things connecting, and you know, mental health has always been an important thing in my life as well, and so I thought, you know, I'm gonna take, this is my sign to make a change in my career and go work for the House of Mercy. And so I've been here since 2018, and I love working with family and helping people and promoting us out to the community. And I can't say I love the fundraising because I, just like Dolores, I don't like asking for money, but it's a necessary thing with nonprofits.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm happy to use my skill set to really help the House of Mercy get out there in people's lives. And this is me connecting them right now. Let me also say Dolores is a great boss. Not only is she a great aunt, but we have weekly staff meetings.
Is it annual review time too coming up, I'm guessing? Coincidentally.
Last week she gave us all a raise. She gave us $100,000 bar.
Yes.
So she
Ooh, all right.
Little presents. So
yeah. Little hand sanitizers or, something like that. Yeah.
Hey, we're all about that free swag here on Meet Us. We love that stuff. Like, if you can't pay us in money, pay us in items. It's cool.
Well, one thing I want to impress is that with that grant that we received, we're doing a couple of different things with that. One of them is that we're doing social skills group, but on Zoom. But we're using our art teacher. So a therapist is there and the art teacher. I've sat down and I've planned with her. And we do things that will help the kids express their emotions. And we also, through our outreach coordinator, we deliver the materials to them. Then they get to keep the materials. And so each week they might get oil pastels or watercolors and canvas or whatever. And that's so that they don't have to worry about paying. The class is free, and they don't have to pay for the materials. So because we know that everybody is financially strapped right now. And I'll tell you, it was wonderful. The last session we had was with middle high school kids, and it was really awesome. You know, how they express themselves and open up and that type of thing.
Yeah, they
is that the creative counseling that's on there, or is that something different?
Well, it's
all in one.
Creative art. We call it creative art expressions, but that's the group. But the creative counseling is also if we have individual kids on telehealth. Part of the issue is the best way to teach children to remember certain strategies that they can hold on to and use when they need it is to do something really concrete with them, which is why we have the play therapy room. We have a lot of art materials here and everything. So what we'll do is, through our outreach person, is we have made packets. So there's a book inside that's called bibliotherapy. So whatever the issue is, if it's listening and following directions, there's a book in there for that, plus art materials to use so that when they have their telehealth session, the packet is right there. We tell them to take their book out. I have a copy of the same book. They have a copy of it. We read, we process the story, we process other issues that are going on in their life, and then we do a follow-up art activity with them.
Stacey, can you give me one of those books about following directions and figuring things out? Because I think I may need that for my life.
Sure, Tia. So yeah, just to clarify a little bit about the telehealth. So through COVID, we started offering telehealth services through a service called Simple Practice, which is HIPAA compliant, confidential. So it's similar to Zoom in that people can use their smartphone or their tablet or their laptop, but it's all confidential and HIPAA compliant and designed for medical professionals, really. So to limit, because the office was closed for so long, we were only offering telehealth. Now the office is open, but it's limited sessions because we're trying to limit the amount of people in the office at the same time. So we can offer both face-to-face and telehealth sessions. So, you know, a lot of people are a little shy about doing the telehealth with the children because, you know, it's not, they're thinking of when they come in and, you know, they use the playroom or they do the art activity with the counselor. So this is just a genius idea that Dolores came up with putting packets together so that you can still do those art activities through telehealth. So we're trying to get it out there that, you know, the telehealth can still be interactive and definitely productive and fun for the child. So, and
they enjoy getting a packet every week too. They really do.
It's presents.
Like, wow, they're getting their own mail package, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Who doesn't love mail and packages? Yeah. I mean, even kids. When I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, I got something. Like, you never get anything as a kid. And then as an adult, you get bills. So, I mean, it's much nicer to get, you know, some oil pastels or something fun to play with. That's so awesome.
But you know, you just gave me an idea. It's like we should do a group for adults and call it COVID counseling for adults and do an art project as they talk and work through whatever it is. You know, I'm really down because, you know, I'm getting COVID fever, you know, and or the kids are driving me crazy, or you know, I don't have a social life anymore, or, you know, anything like that. So
that's why we push coloring pages on our Meet Us on Main Street coloring pages, because we call it, you know, it's coloring therapy. Because that's what I was even trained at a call center to do, is that a lot of people had coloring books so that when they would get those difficult calls, like you just have like something in the background. It's like a soothing coloring. Like I'm drawing a little rainbow.
And so for those of us who are not artistic, even though I use art a lot, it's because, you know, all the other people are artistic. I'm not. I just come up, I just throw out the ideas and wow, it's amazing what they come up with. But I love coloring and coloring books because it's there for you, but I get to create the colors and, you know, combinations and things like that. And it is very soothing. I had a high school girl who had really bad anxiety. And so I just used to take a coloring page as we processed information. And what finally happened is her mother noticed as her anxiety got better, she was coloring at home. So, and it was just a strategy that she had learned that was something that she could use to calm down. And that wasn't necessarily something that I said, here, you know, take out a coloring page. It's just, we had it there, and, you know,
she found
and
it.
A lot of times I'll say to them, you know what, I'm a better listener when I'm doing something. So why don't we just color this, or, you know, pick out a page you want. And, you know, it works. It really does.
You had mentioned fundraising, and a lot of it, obviously you're a nonprofit. So how do people support House of Mercy? How can somebody help you guys out, either by giving time, money, coloring sheets, whatever you guys need?
Yes, we'll take all of the above. No, so if anyone would like to donate to the House of Mercy and Encouragement, they can always do so through our website, www.houseofmercy-fl.org, and click on donations. There's a link to PayPal, so you would be able to donate that way. We're also signed up for Amazon Smile. So if you shop through Amazon Smile and connect it to House of Mercy and Encouragement, we get a percentage of every purchase made through Amazon Smile.
Tell me what Amazon Smile is.
Amazon Smile is the, I guess it's like their charitable partnership that they have. So if you, I believe it's smile.amazon.com is where you can shop directly. So it's exactly the same as Amazon, but a percentage of, you connect it with a charity, and a percentage of each purchase made goes to that charity that you have it connected with. So it's super easy. All you do is, you know, if you connect it, every time you go to Amazon, it's gonna just donate a certain percentage. So it's a very low percentage. It's like 0.001.
But still, you know,
Still,
it's still a couple $100, a few $100
with
a
me,
year. And
if it's me hooking it up, you'd have thousands of dollars by the end of the year. So, I mean, like, I shop on that. That's
actually, we do have a link to Amazon Smile on the website if you're on the donation section. So if you, once again, go to the website and click on donate, there's a link to the Amazon Smile through there also.
Pre-COVID, you had some fundraisers, right? Any talks of coming back for 2021, or still too soon for feelers out on any outdoor or virtual events?
You know, Tia, with COVID, we had to not only not have our big annual fundraiser that we do in person every year, but we also had to cancel a couple of smaller fundraising events that we do. Annually, we would do a fundraising event with Pisces in downtown Dunedin. We had to cancel that this year. And we had also planned a family fun day on Honeymoon Island, which was going to be a small fundraising event as well. And
I was going to teach yoga.
Oh, that's right. You were going to be our yoga teacher for the day. So, yeah, so unfortunately, you know, we had to cancel quite a few events. So we do appreciate any generosity to make up for those events. For 2021, I think it's a little early right now to for us to know what we're going to do. But so we just ask people to keep us in mind since we can't do the in-person yet. And, you know, support us in, you know, whatever way you can through the Amazon Smile or through the PayPal donations on our website. And, you know, like we've been talking about, that goes toward our scholarships to keep counseling affordable and free.
And if anybody wants to come and see the facility, that's fine too. They just need to make an appointment, because some days and times all of the rooms are being used. So if all the doors are closed, they can't see. You know what I mean? So usually
there's no point.
In the morning would be, you know, a better time if you want to come see the playroom and the sand tray therapy room, so you know what we're talking about in the group room and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And then, so how can, if anybody wants to book an appointment, you had mentioned, so where are you located and how do people book appointments for either telehealth or in person?
So we're located on 580 in Dunedin next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. So our address is 2030 Main Street in Dunedin. And then if they would like to call us to make an appointment or for counseling or to make an appointment to come see our office, it's 727-786-7951. People can visit our website at www.houseofmercy-fl.org, or you can also check out our Facebook page, and our handle is at House of Mercy FL. And we have all kinds of videos up on there. We also have a YouTube channel now where we have videos with the different counselors telling stories or doing art projects. We also have videos up there talking about our new creative counseling during COVID programs. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about those, you can go to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And you can see an example of what a packet looks like and what a therapy session with the packet would be. So we have samples of each of those up there as well.
Well, thank you for being on the show today, ladies. It's always a pleasure to see you, Stacy, you know, the rare times we talk. And Dolores, it's really nice meeting you. So, and I absolutely love what you've created and what you're doing here. So thank you so much for our community, from our community. You. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Dolores. And I guess thank you to Stacy for interviewing with us today, about talking and letting us know a little bit more about home and what you guys do there. I didn't know that you had that many things that you did there. So that was pretty awesome. I will be posting on Facebook a link to home of where you can find out more information and maybe schedule an appointment for yourself. So just check that out on there. And I guess what all the cool podcasters say, the link is in the episode show notes. So maybe I'll actually start doing that after almost a year. I'll start putting links into show notes.
Probably you should.
Might start doing that now. So yeah, look for them in Facebook or show notes, one of those two. We're back in season, guys. So events are coming back. We got events. So we've got on 11/7, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m., Bark for Life, which is a event that the American Cancer Society is looking to put on in Dunedin sometime in 2021. And this is the interest meeting. So if you have any interest in volunteering or being a part of the planning committee of the Bark for Life events, come check it out. It's going to be at Dunedin Spray Grounds, and that's at 10 a.m. on November 7th.
And on 11/8, also related to dogs, there is a dog photos and fun event going on at Wolfgang Bakery and Grooming on Highland Avenue in downtown Dunedin from 11 to 3. Carol Moorhead, the dog talk, who was on episode 3 of Chamber Chatter, will be doing pet photos for the holidays. So if you want to get some holiday cards with your dog on it, or do some gifts for people with your dog on it, she's going to be doing professional photos for only $39. And you can add a second dog for an additional $20. And then there's also going to be a couple other people there, like Lori Jabor, the Loving Tales and Homes pet sitter, and Dr. Tracy Morris from Coastal Vet Care. So go check that out from 11 to 3 on 11/8.
And on 11/10, Halloween is not over for Honu. They have the Honu Weenie, which they are going to, the Honu Weens. We're Weens, plenty of them over on the show. And that is on 11/10. And they are going to be doing a screening of Frankenweenie, not the short that I love as a child, but the recreation movie of it that they have out. That will be at 6:45 p.m. They will be taking ticket pricing, which is like $10 or $15. I apologize, it's not in front of me, but your donations will go to Frankie's Friends, which is a animal rescue. So yes, on 11/10, that'll be the Honu Weenie 6:45. Go check it out.
And on 11/13, there's going to be a drive-in movie at Highlander Park starting at 6:30 p.m. And the movie this month is The House with a Clock in the Walls.
Ooh, I watched something where Jack Black went through his IMDb accounts that Funny or Die does, and he was promoting The House with a Clock in the Walls, and just how he says it, it just sounds, it makes the name of the film not sound like so like, what the hell does that mean? But you have
Is he
to hear
in
it through
that?
Jack Black. Yeah, he's like the star guy in it,
Oh,
supposedly.
nice.
I haven't seen it.
I have not either, obviously. Well, maybe on 11/13 I will.
Hey, there it is. We have the opportunity to go and see it on 11/13. Perfect.
And then on 11/14, there's going to be a vintage market at Safety Harbor Museum from 8 to 3.
I always like a good vintage market. And
That's a lot.
wrapping it up, also on 11/14, we have the Wines the Blues. Dunedin is still putting on Wines the Blues this year. It's just going to be a little different than past years. This is going to be a pandemic relief concert. And they're actually going to be doing it with social distancing pods. So we're going to have that on that lot that's behind Clear Sky. That's going to be from 4 to 10 p.m. The tickets are pods of 6 people, and you can find the amount. I want to say they start at 300, but keep in mind it's for, up to it's 6 people into a pod. So it's going to be pods set up with socially distancing, which I've seen online set up before. So it sounds like a pretty cool concept. So I will be volunteering there from 9 to 12, and it starts at 4 to 10. It sounds like it'll be definitely different. Normal past years, if people aren't aware of the Wines the Blues, it's taken over all of Dunedin, kind of like Mardi Gras or any other festival that we have down there. But this year, obviously, we can't do that quite yet due to COVID. So they're making do with it. And it sounds like a definitely awesome alternative.
Yeah, definitely. Very creative idea.
Yes. And that's it. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to another edition of the Worldwide Sensation. We have multiple countries listening to us now, people, like New Zealand. We've got Italy.
I feel like
Ireland.
they're just confused.
I don't
think it's Dunedin, New Zealand.
I will take it. I'm okay.
I'm just kidding. Of course, they know Tia and Stacy, and that's why they tune in. So
and rate, review, subscribe.
Yep.
The YouTubes,
Yep.
the Facebooks, the TikToks,
Instagrams,
the Facebooks, and the Anchor, and or the Apple Podcast and or the Spotify.
Yes.
And then if it's the Apple Podcast, then you want to rate, review, and subscribe on that.
Definitely rate, review, and subscribe. We're looking for new reviews. So get on there. Give us a little shout out.
We may do another contest soon of another giveaway for reviews. So all reviews count. Throw your hat in the ring. That's all we're saying. We have some awesome prizes. That's it. That's all I got. So goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.